Now I wanted to review with you a couple things that you can do to keep cost low, changing your default bids, your targeting, and that kind of thing. Keeping an eye on these pieces so that you can have the best performing ad groups possible at the least cost. And something also I need to preface with is, unfortunately with AdWords, because there's only 10 spots on a page for a specific keyword, you can't have multiple ads going for the same keywords at a time. So if you have 2 or 3 listings, you can't be targeting all those at York, PA real estate at the same time, because AdWords is going to choose the ad that's performing the best and display that, and then your other 2 or 3 ads that you're also running for that keyword will get a lot less exposure. So that's the downside to the strategy. It's not like that with YouTube pre-roll or Facebook, for example. You can run multiple ads at the same time and not be affected as negatively. Okay? So you probably want to go after and use this strategy for your best listings, especially since it costs a little bit more. But you can see, as I use an example of this old campaign, some words will cost you more than others. This is $2.69. This one's only $1.19. So you can pause those words that are costing you more and just run the ones that are costing you the best and also converting well for you as well. You can see click-through rates. We recommend 1% or higher. If your keywords and ads are far below that, over time, AdWords is probably going to give you a bad quality score on those keywords or ad campaigns, and they'll stop running. So you want to try to keep an eye on this too, just to make sure that you're not having terrible click-through rates. Like this is pretty poor, but it's still running at a 4 out of 10 quality score. Like I said, as long as you're 3 or above, you're doing fine, and it's going to keep running. To get quality score to show up here, you'll go to columns, customize, and then you can just go, let's see here. Let me see if, okay, yeah, attributes, and then you'll add quality score, okay? And that's how you can keep an eye on that. You can monitor the performance of keywords. You can monitor the performance of ads by clicks and click-through rates as well, and also ad groups. Okay, so you can see how everything's performing. Another thing you can do as well is you can adjust the devices you show to. So if you find that mobile devices aren't working as well for you, or you just don't want to advertise to those, go to settings and devices, and then here you can decrease mobile device bids by 100%, and that means that they won't show. If you do want them to show, just keep it as is, like there, as you see there. Again, with mobile devices, there's a little bit less conversion with those, but since this is more about exposure, it might make sense just to keep running those. It's just something to keep in mind there. And one other thing, last piece I wanted to cover, when this is running, you'll have messages here. It won't say campaign pause. If you get a red message that says something along the lines of your default bid is below the first page bid, that means you're in a more expensive area, or that keyword isn't performing as well as it should, and unfortunately you're going to have to raise your bid on that word or just pause it because it's not really going to be showing. So if you get a bunch of those, if all your keywords say you need to raise your bid, more than likely you're in one of those areas where you're just going to get charged more, and then you can decide if this strategy is for you or not. Oh, and one other piece that I wanted to add, make sure that up here you have it selected to today or last 7 days, so that you can actually see results. If it's on something like last week, it's going to look like nothing's happening, so make sure that's set correctly up here. And also, it's going to take several hours, if not a day or more, until you start seeing enough results in these areas to find out what's costing you what, which keywords you want to pause, and the changes that you want to make. So keep that in mind as well.